Welcome to That Weekend Feeling with Daron Mann.
That Weekend Feeling is brought to you once again by the Weekend Post and the Daily Dispatch Weekend Edition. It's recorded at the Radioactive Productions and Publishing Studios in Newton Park, Gqeberha.
Each one of us has a story to tell and a story to share. A story that deserves to be heard. A story that inspires, motivates, and gives people a reason to keep going. A story about our triumphs as individuals and as a team. A story about our humble beginnings and what the future holds for us. A story about our heritage and that which brings us together. It is these stories that connect us. The Herald. Whatever you live for, we live to tell that story for you.
We're talking about EP Athletics on That Weekend Feeling today. The EP Athletics administration has been mired in controversy for a long time. The latest issue occurred in September. Athletics South Africa President James Malloy appointed former Nelson Mandela Bay Deputy Mayor and well-known sports administrator Errol Haynes to oversee matters at EPA as an interim administrator following an irregular election process in August. Marvin Dry, who had been voted in as president, stepped down along with the rest of the elected committee, and there was a rerun of the election process last weekend, which saw Mr. Sticks Stiglingh voted in as new president. He joins us on That Weekend Feeling today. Sticks, congratulations on your election, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for giving me this opportunity to speak to you and also your listeners today.
It would appear to be a rather troubled ship that you've been chosen to steer. What do you see as the biggest challenges facing you and the new administration? Sticks?
The biggest challenge we've got is to basically look at our structure first, to ensure that our structure is properly in place, that we've got the right people in the right places, and obviously to let that structure to start functioning properly. And not only that, but also to add our partners in our province, for instance, the Metro, our primary schools, secondary schools, the university, to add that into our structure so that we can have the same vision, that we know where we're going towards, and that we focus all our efforts in improving athletics in our province.
Now, with all due respect, we've heard these words before from previous administrators. Why do you feel you will succeed where others have failed?
It's always important that once you start, that you have to basically get everyone to buy into in an agreed structure and agreed vision to where we are going. And I think by listening to all the different parties, and obviously I will reach out to all the different parties to ensure that we as a combined province from all the stakeholders can go forward. And yes, it is, the old thing, we will do this and that and whatever, but I can assure you there's so much excitement currently. After the election, I got calls from all the different environments, and also at the end of the day, I've been very much part of a unity process in athletics. Back in '92, I was the chairman of the Gauteng North, or the Northern Transvaal Unity Process Committee. I was part of Athletics South Africa for 12 years on the board. But development of the structures, and also right from the bottom, is very, very important. And once we get that kind of buy-in, what we want to do, I'm sure we can go forward.
Now, as you point out, you don't come without previous administrative experience. You were also Vice President of Athletics South Africa for a term.
Yes, correct. That was quite a challenging time. I think it was the second board after Unity, and those were really challenging times. So I've got the experience of being part of the new South Africa and the challenges that we're facing.
You yourself are personally based in the Port Alfred area, as I understand.
Correct. Yes, I'm 12 years in the Port Alfred area. I was 6 years now part of the chairman of Kowie Striders. I'm now just a vice chairman because I'm going to be very busy with Eastern Province. But we've got a very successful development group here in Port Alfred from Nemato. And I think I can share with our clubs and our province a lot in how to operate in a small environment, in a rural environment, and how we can get our athletes, unearth them, develop them, and get them to a high level. For instance, we've got one of my athletes this year became the SA half marathon junior champ. Yeah, out of Nemato from nowhere.
Sticks, you touched on an interesting point. Your thoughts on the general quality of athletes in the Eastern Province at the moment, and how would you rank us nationally?
We've got tremendous potential. We've got absolutely tremendous potential. And if you think back in terms of years ago, we were actually the sprinting mecca of South Africa. But currently, we've got good athletes and we've got brilliant potential. But I think we need to focus basically to unearth that potential in our rural environments, disadvantaged environment, nurse them, and then bring them to the next level. And then from the next level, we got to go to the highest level. And of course, we've got a few national athletes with national colors here in our province, but we've got unbelievable potential in all aspects. We just need to focus basically, to unearth that and to point it in the right direction.
A perennial problem facing sporting administrators across various sporting codes in South Africa is the thorny issue of finance and sponsorships. How are you going to deal with that challenge?
Yeah, first of all, you need to basically get your structure right. Then you need to get the buy-in from all the different stakeholders. Once you've done that, you've got to look at your finance structure. I'm an investment specialist by what I'm doing every day. So I've got financial background, and hopefully I can bring that to the table to also convince some sponsors and some stakeholders to join in with us and see the vision, and obviously to get our financial structure in a very, very good condition. But it's all about responsibility. We know that sponsors and people allocating money wants to know what happens to it. And so one of the very important aspects is, for instance, in my little development program here in Port Alfred, and we don't have big business in Port Alfred, we basically get people to buy in to do specifically something for us and pay directly for it, to ensure that there's no, situation where the money goes to something else or somebody benefits from it. I've got a serious problem when people wants to make money out of athletics in their personal capacity, and the structure, doesn't benefit from it.
Now, Sticks, you as president and your current administration voted in last weekend. How long is your term? How long have you been voted in for?
It's a traditional 4-year term, and hopefully we can build slowly but surely. Rome's not built in one day, so hopefully we'll see some positives within the next year or two.
In closing, I understand at a personal level you're off to Bloemfontein today for a very special occasion. Now, no need to be shy. Share with us what's going on.
I really didn't want to talk about that because I think it's more important to talk about our athletes and basically what they're achieving. But yes, I'm for 43 years an athlete myself, and I've been through basically all the hardship throughout all the years and training and so on. But I'm on my way to receive my national colours for steeplechase in Bloemfontein. Yes.
We thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your election. Good luck for a successful 4-year term. Eastern Province Athletics newly elected president Sticks Stiglingh. Thank you very much for joining us on That Weekend Feeling.
Thank you so much, and let's go out and train and do our thing.
That was That Weekend Feeling with Daron Mann.
Enter the Daily Dispatch Winner Car competition and you could drive away in the new 7-seater Suzuki Ertiga 1.5 GA. The competition closes on the 21st of November 2021 and an entry form is printed in the Daily Dispatch every day. The more you enter, the luckier you get. Get your copy of the Daily Dispatch and enter now. Win a car, proudly brought to you by Daily Dispatch and Ronnie's Motors.